Hey folks, welcome back to another episode of D-Ray's Garage, where it is time for the first oil change on this 2016 981 Spyder. And I don't mean its first oil change, I mean the first oil change in my ownership. It was last changed last January. This is January of 23. I haven't seen a lot of oil change videos on the Spyder, this being the 911S motor, but it doesn't look that different to a 987 Boxster, Cayman, etc. So a lot of the same kind of mechanics and locations will be the same. I am going to try and use this. One of the issues with, be it a Boxster, Cayman, or even probably the 911, I'm guessing, is that where the filter is, it naturally falls on the frame. And so I'm going to try and squeeze this little doohickey in behind there as a means to try and kind of direct more of that oil away from the frame itself for less of a cleanup job. We'll see how that goes. Additionally, what's different about this particular change is going to be that I am going to do this oil analysis kit, and I'll do another video with the oil analysis because with it being newer to me, I want to know kind of what the state of the engine is, and the oil might tell some of that tale. For the project itself, gloves are good, glasses are always advisable. The 8mm hex, at least I think it's an 8mm hex, I'll need to get the drain plug off. Fresh crush washer for when we're crushing down. A fluted, I think this is 14 way, I'll have to check on that. This is Motive Tools MX2323 for the fluted filter housing. And then you'll notice it's wobbling, and that's because I have a wobble extension. Because the other thing about 987, and apparently this as well, is you can't get direct access to that filter housing, so on a straight one you're kind of going at a bit of a goofy angle. This will have just enough plane that we can get at it without causing too much trauma. That obviously requires a ratchet. We're going to be putting about 7¼ liters of, in this case, AMSOIL, European motor oil. This is 540. 040 is just fine, depends on your climate. I don't need that low end temperature protection. Blue towel, your drain, your funnel for refilling. There's a cardboard down there because invariably I make a mess. Then the only other thing you might want is an iCarSoft tool to reset the oil warning light. So whether you have that or not, we can look at that later. Don't have that out right now. Let's crack on. So this is the oil kit. I use the AMSOIL one, so I pay 30 bucks for this kit here. Comes with the instructions, the return bag, return label, and then later on what you have to do is go onto their website and upload your car, etc. So there's the fill line, so I'm going to be trying to nail that once we get under there. But I'm going to take the first oil that comes out so it's not kind of dredging from the bottom of the oil pan. So that's the strategy. I'll show you the website and registering, etc. All the instructions are in there. As complicated as all this paperwork might seem, it's not that bad. And it's worth it to know what's going on under there. Yeah, it's a good size. The 8mm is fitting in there just great. Make sure that's tightening, so we need to untighten. And then make sure you've got, if you're collecting your sample, get that at the ready. So, all right. Nice and close, get some blue paper ready. I am notorious for making a mess. I'll click up in the top corner for a video if you've got a car where you're comfortable putting in one of those Valvomax deals in. You can avoid some of this pain as well. All right, that was not overly tightened, which is nice to see. I like it when the professionals are doing the work. So now I'm kind of pushing up on the plug until I feel it's ready to release, and then getting ready with this. Get ready for the mess. All right, that's a good sample. I don't know if you heard that drop. I'm guessing that was the washer, and yeah, there's the splash. Shoot. Okay. So we'll go to the fill line. So Our sample is good, plug is here. Put the lid on this fella. My records today is mid-January 2023. Oh, that's very solid record keeping, Daniel. If you loosen your oil cap, which we'll need to do anyway to fill it later, then you will also get the advantage of avoiding the vacuum holding that oil in the system. I'm just letting this finish up here. It's very persistent. And then I'm going to show you. You can see we're at the rear driver's side over here. Here's the header. Yours will look different if you don't have this wonderful Soul system, which is now all heated through gold, which is gorgeous. But this is the driver header side. And then, I've gotten all lost myself. So there's the header, and then up here is our filter housing right there. All right, so I'm tired of waiting for this, so I'm just gonna reinsert the plug and then we'll torque it down. And just so you know, remember to put your fresh crush washer on with the flat side of it facing down into your bolt, and then the cambered side going up into there so it can conform to the oil pan. All right, let's see if we can go quick and not crazy messy. That was not bad, especially for D-Ray. If you like, you could spray some brake clean on there if you really want to get as clean as can be. If you don't want the cardboard, throw that away. And we'll turn on this torque wrench, like I showed earlier, set to 37 foot-pounds. $36.8. Good enough. Get on there as straight as you can, and then and the filter is going to stay in the car. It's kind of poopy. You know what's funny is, I'm not sure you're going to be able to see this, but there's even a cutout in the subframe because of this. I mean, how stupid. Seriously, Porsche. Give me a break. Having said that, I managed to go slowly enough for once to not make a giant mess. Just a medium mess. Now what we will do is we will prime this filter housing once I've cleaned it out with a little brake cleaner and put a fresh wrap on the neck here in order that the engine immediately gets liquid. So what we have here is a K&N filter. Not a huge fan of their air filters, but oil filters are fine. PS7036. And in here I hope to find beautiful red filter and the new sealing gasket, so I can get the seal lubricated so we don't bind up when we're securing back into the house, into the oil pan. We'll set that there. And to clean this, I'm just going to spray a little bit of brake clean in here. Swirl it around. Pour it out there. You don't have to do that. It doesn't have to get particularly clean inside of here, but I like it, so I do it. Big flathead. No better. Put our new gasket here. Pop that in, and then I'm going to fill this half full of oil, like I said, to prime it. So once you've hand threaded this on, get back up in here with I use a digital torque wrench, whatever torque wrench you like, get it nice and secure on the bottom of the housing. Go to hit your number, 25 newton meters, 18 foot-pounds. That's all the work on the underside. Now I go up top, fill her up,
Once we're satisfied with the fill level, then we'll go ahead and update with the CarSoft the maintenance schedule, take it for a drive.
Let's get it in there. Let's check inside, see the levels, reset the maintenance. So we plug it in under there. I'll shoot a picture of that up on the screen now. Turn on the car and then we can start going into the reset mode, hopefully, if I can remember how to do it. Software reset, manual select, do a 981 Boxster, special function, okay, oil service. So the current year, this is always a fun one, so it's year, month, day, and the interval is reset. Okay, and that's done. So the only thing I have left to do is go on a test drive and check the level in the guy here, and I'll show you that too. Alright, we're up to temp. Let's see if the car, using this widget here, is ready. So we're on the